Hi everybody. So guess what? YouTube thinks I'm a pervert. Why does YouTube think I'm a pervert? Well, so my very first video was a song called Hammerheart. I recorded this song in 2010. I uploaded it to my YouTube channel. It wasn't originally a Kielskog song, but it became one. So it was called Hammerheart, and the song is about basically overcoming, it's about suffering and hardship and overcoming that through strength of will and all the help of God. That's what it's about. It's basically about survival through hardship. So in this video I had images of war and suffering and stuff like that, but I also had images of hope, like the sun rising over the horizon or some mountains or something. Anyway, my channel got a strike. No, not a strike, a warning, which comes before a strike. I got an email saying I had a warning and that a video was removed, and the video was called Kielskog Hammerheart, in brackets New Zealand folk metal. That was the full title of the video. And the video was removed because it breached YouTube policy standards. And I was like, oh, okay, I've got images of war. Like I said, I uploaded this video in 2010, so at the time I thought it was perfectly fine to upload images that probably weren't in the public domain. So, I mean, I didn't really mind that it was removed because I was never happy with the recording, and I was kind of aware in the back of my mind that I probably had a bunch of images that, and for copyright purposes, shouldn't have been up there. So I was like, oh, okay, it's only Hammerheart, they removed that song, sure, whatever. I wonder what, they probably removed it because it's got images of war and blah blah blah, violence and all that kind of stuff. And then I scrolled down and I saw this. Now, you're probably wondering, why on earth would they accuse him of being a pervert? Why would they accuse him of having images of children that are sexual, and then I was trying to think about what image could they have interpreted as being sexual of a child, what image could that have been? Then I remembered, I'm 90% sure I had an image of a photo from the Vietnam War after a napalm strike had just gone off, and there was a bunch of villagers running away who just been, burned by it. They'd had injuries from the napalm strike, and one of these, the villagers, was a little girl who had no clothes on, and it's a famous image. Just look up Vietnam War Napalm Girl, and you'll see the image I'm talking about. I'm not going to show you here because YouTube will accuse me of being a pedo again. So I'm guessing that somebody came along. So this is how I think the YouTube strike system works. A viewer has to come along, see that image, be offended by it, and then go online and make a complaint. And then somebody from YouTube, an employee from YouTube, has to come along and see that complaint and see what they're complaining about and say, yes, they're right. I'm removing this video for breaching the YouTube standards. So that makes me think there are one or two people out there who would look at that image. You go on Google Images and you look at that image, napalm strike, Vietnam War, put those 4 words in. You look at that image and you think to yourself, what kind of person would look at that photo and see something about it? Or I should say, sexual. Who would look at that and say, oh, he's sexualizing a child with that photo? See, that says something more about those 1 or 2 people than it does about me, right? It says more about those 1 or 2 people than it says about that photo, okay? And it makes me wonder, well, they only gave me a warning for having what they interpreted as a image of child on there. So if they thought it was that, then why don't they just delete my whole channel? So this means one of 2 things. Either there's a bunch of pedophiles running around uploading dirty images on YouTube and getting away with it, they're only getting warnings, and then they get a strike, and then they get another strike, and then they finally get their channel removed. Or there's a bunch of people running around complaining about shit that is harmless. You know, getting people into trouble for no reason. Someone had to come along and go, oh, look at that, disgusting, make a complaint, pedo. And then somebody else from YouTube had to come along, yes, pedo. You know, well, it's probably both actually. There's probably a bunch of pedos uploading creepy stuff on there and getting away with it, and also people complaining. On the other hand, there's also people complaining about images that aren't pedo images and saying that they are pedo images. So they've probably got both problems on there. So I guess YouTube's in a difficult situation, but it's like, it's just, who the heck looks at that and goes, no, me? Who did? It was an image of suffering, and because that girl, who they call Napalm Girl, she grew up and had a family, and she overcame great odds. She overcame suffering. She's got burnt all the way down her back. That's why I put that image in there, because I have respect for her. I have respect for her story. It's not my fault you're an ignoramus that you would look at that and think, child pornography. That's on you. That's on you, whoever made the complaint. That's on you. And the YouTube employee who agreed with them. I didn't really like, I thought that was a crap recording anyway, so I'm kind of glad it was removed, because I was thinking of removing it anyway. And obviously it had a bunch of copyright images that shouldn't be on there, but it's like, don't accuse me of being a pedophile, because that is a hell of an accusation. I mean, and what I don't understand is, like, why if they really thought I was that one, like, if I was in a band with some guys and I was the leader of the band, and then the bass player came to me, the bass player came and said to me, I've written a song. Okay, we'll play that song, that's a cool song. And then the rhythm guitarist came along and said, I've got a song too. Oh, that's a cool song. And then the drummer came along and said, I've written a song too. And I'm like, oh, cool, here's a cool song. And then the keyboardist came along and said, I've written a song. And I look at it, and it's called Puppy Torture, and it's all about torturing puppies to death. Do you think I would say, give him a warning, or do you think I'd go to the other guys and say, do we really want this guy in the band? You know, why is my channel still up if they think I'm a, you know, and how many other channels that actually are being run by Napalms are still on there because they've only gotten a warning? And how many channels are getting accused of being a Napalm when they're not, basically. I mean, it's just so stupid. Anyway, look up the image on Google Images, Napalm Girl, Vietnam War, and you'll see that one. You can judge for yourself.